The lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice in thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us.
Because the Lord is going to restore everything. You're going to have a total different vibration on the earth, a total different smell. You're not going to be walking down the street and smell shit and piss, and no foul odors or nothing like that, because the lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration. You're going to see the aura and how things are going to change and how elevated things are going to be. Our senses are going to be heightened. Everything about us is going to be glorified.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice in thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards young brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to hopefully out there pushing his word and truth and this sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shai. All right. And what I want to get into today, is dealing with, all right, many that are born in vain. Okay, many that are born in vain. We often speak, on the 2/3. All right. And we have to understand dealing with 2/3, there's a lot of 2/3 that have fringes on, all right, that know that they're Israelites, and they're here just to be judged. There's a lot of Israelites that have awakened, all right, just to be judged by Yahweh Bashem Shai. Okay, and a lot of you Israelites, you qualify, for many stripes. Matter of fact, let's get some precepts, because what you see Jake is on, at this time, the timing of it, here it is, we're right here, at the threshold, okay, of prophecy jumping off the page. The so-called white man, all right, Esau, Edom, okay, he's full steam ahead with his new world order. He's rolling everything out. Okay, he's beginning, okay, to set up the DPI, the digital public infrastructure. Okay, and Jake go all the way back to the basics, man. And that's why it's no coincidence that these guys, their name is Genesis. Okay, because they brought Jake all the way back to the beginning. All this ground we've covered in the truth in this ministry. Okay, and to get to this point, then to go all the way back to the beginning. You know, shows you that Yahweh Shai, as the scriptures say, you know, is a stumbling block for many. You know, he set for the rise and fall of many in Israel. Okay, and these men, they really didn't have reverence for Yahweh Shai, and the people that follow these men, you know, they got right here to the finish line to stumble backwards, all the way back to the beginning. Okay, all the way back to Genesis, man. Okay, and the Lord did that intentionally, man. You gotta look at everything spiritually. Okay, and they're just Israelites that was born in vain. You know, even with fringes and head wraps on. All right, a lot of you men and women that know that you're Israelites, you was born in vain. You was born to get the understanding you're an Israelite, and you never elevated. Okay, that's why the Lord had these camps, these groups. Okay, that was world friendly. They had these gimmicks that really wasn't about the word. Some that seemed like they was about the word that could edify a little bit, but they really wasn't cultivating you in the spirit. Okay, so you spent all this time, all these years, okay, following these men. Okay, and these men have been able to lead you all the way back to nothing. All right, dropped you off right back where they picked you up at. Okay, to the point now, instead of you thinking, you know, Jesus is an Edomite, okay, and you know, heaven is all right. The kingdom of heaven is, you know, in the spiritual realm. You floating around as a spirit all day, okay. The only thing you've come to the conclusion of is an Edomite can get on a chariot now, okay. And like I said, a lot of you Israelites have just woken up, okay, just so you can qualify, okay, for many stripes. Let's get a few precepts, you know, and we'll get to that in second Ezra. Okay. Um let's get this in the book of St. John, because Yahweh Shai, you know, he spoke on these things. This is St. John 5. Yeah. So this St. John 5:24, it says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him, all right, that sent me, have everlasting life and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. All right. And you have a lot of Israelites, they don't believe, man. They don't believe in the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, that he can take, all right, the tribes, the people that are the tail, and make them the head. It's more comfortable, you know, to say that heathens can be saved too. That's more of a comfortable doctrine. That's a low self-esteem doctrine. Okay, to include heathens into the promise. Okay, because you Israelites have been beaten down so much. Okay, you have such a slave mentality. Okay, that you can't see a world. Okay, where your people, okay, is on top of all these heathens, man, ruling in righteousness, man. You don't have that vision. You see, the believers, the elect, are visionaries. Okay, they can see the vision of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. The prophets go into the will of the Lord. You see, you all right, have false doctrine. You're alternate. You know, you're teaching an alternative version of the will of Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. Okay, but a lot of you Israelites, you don't believe, and it's being shown that you never believe. Okay, a lot of Israelites, you're here just to hang out. You know, you found out you was an Israelite. All right. You know, you ate at the Mediterranean place once or twice, and that was it. That's as far as you went. After that, it was just about hanging out and memes. Okay, and cheerleading niggas. Okay, that don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. Okay, and that's why you Israelites, most of you, the only thing you know how to do is defend another nigga ego. Okay, you can't defend what them niggas teach because you don't know what them niggas teach, man. Okay, it's just a comfortable hangout spot for you, man. All right, a lot of you Israelite men, and women, you just hear in vain. Okay, you don't believe, especially a lot of women that know they Israelites. They don't see the Israelite man as being no ruler, man. Okay, they're just here. It's just another community they can hang out. Okay, they still can, do them. Okay, these other camps. Okay, they can play this little role because the nigga woman value is devaluing. Okay, by the day. All right, so they can come here and reinvent themselves and be around another community of men. Okay, well, they really don't believe. Okay, so when you go here, it said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me have everlasting life, and shall not, all right, it shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life." And even those Jakes, dealing with Hakah, they don't even teach about everlasting life, man. They say that's not what it is. Okay, show you that Jake is just small minded, man. See, the truth is for big thinkers, man. The truth is for people for Israelites that's healing from their low self esteem. Okay, the fact that you have to be seen and show you still have a low self esteem. Men that have to be seen and and attention hungry. You have a low self esteem. Okay, that's all that is, man. You Israelites are following these men, all right, with these low self esteems. Okay, but portray themselves as these heroic, action figure type, Okay, and this is what they've led you to, man. Okay, they sold out. Okay, they made deals with Esau. That's why the doctrine is geared towards Esau getting on the chariot, man. That's the fight now. Okay, and you simple niggas behind them are fighting for that because you're not true visionaries for righteousness, man. Okay, you niggas not built, all right, for rulership, man. You're too small-minded. Okay, you don't have enough faith. You don't have enough confidence in Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay, because the fact that you will sell out, you're saying that you have more faith in the devil and what he got on than what the Lord has promised in the scriptures, man. The fact that you will even sell out, man, to make that deal, man. Okay, so reading on St. John 5 and verse 25 said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice, okay, of the Son of the Most High, and they that hear shall live." Okay, so there's a remnant that will hear the voice of Yahweh, and be awakened and live and follow Yahweh. Because as we follow Yahweh, we can see the vision clearly. We can see what the Most High intended from the beginning. That was his sons to rule the earth in righteousness, man. Okay, these heathen was created to be subjugated unto Israelites forever, man. All right, and there's a sword that Israel has that these heathens are not a part of, man. Point blank, period. And their salvation from this destruction that's coming is a part of that, man. He's only doing that for one people, man. Okay, and the fact that you don't mind giving away, all right, what the Lord gave to us is precious. That's the mindset of an Edomite. Edomite sold the birthright because he didn't look at it as something that was precious, man. Okay, we'll get that. Okay, but you have a remnant that has awakened, that has come back to life, man. A lot of you Israelites, you're twice dead. Okay, you was awakened just to get put right back to death in the spirit. Okay, and the Lord raised up these men that sound good, that look good, that's cute on the internet. I got all these cute gimmicks they got going on. Okay, here it is. You're paying these men the goddamn university all this free truth on the internet, and you paying these men to be taught the scriptures. And you have all this truth on the internet for free. All these brothers teaching from the apostles are teaching for free every day, multiple times a day. Okay, the apostles and elders are teaching for free, and you niggas are paying for a goddamn university, man. Okay, showing you that the Lord raised, He allowed some Israelites to find out they're Israelites, just so they can qualify for being beat with many stripes, man. Okay, so let's read on. It says, St. John 5:28, it says, "Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice." Okay, and that was us spiritually dead. You know, so we in this spiritually dead state will hear the voice. Okay, we'll see it was two fates. Okay, for those that will hear. Okay, and be awakened. It says, "It shall come forth they that have done good for the resurrection of life," man. So there's a remnant here, all right, and we've been resurrected to life, man. You know, we're finna transition to immortality, man, because we can see it. We can see what the Lord is doing. We have faith. We believe that He is. We believe in the promises, man. We believe in the way that the Lord got this thing set up, man. Okay? We understand, man, like the Lord has allowed us to put everything in perspective. Okay? Understanding that Israel is set apart. Okay, understand us that these heathens are going into captivity, man. And Esau not meant to live forever. Jake want Esau to live forever, man. This is what Jake is telling you, man. They want Esau to live forever, man. Look what Esau was on. Okay, that's another thing. You guys not tapped into prophecy, man. There's no way you can be talking about an Edomite being on the chariot. Okay, if you really tapped into what this nigga is doing, what his mind is at, man. Within his Esau's in his rulership, man. Jake want Esau to go from rulership, all right, to rulership, man. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, but a lot of you guys, and the fact that you just sit there and that doesn't bother you, and you follow these men showing you that you just not fit for this, man. All right, and them niggas was set up just to gather the undesires that the Lord wants. Okay, all you undesirable Israelites that know that you're Israelites, the Lord set these niggas up perfectly, all right, to appease your flesh, to gather you until great destruction, man, so you can be beaten with many stripes, man. Okay, and you were born in vain. You woke up to an Israelite, all right, for nothing, and that's why, because vanity goes into emptiness, all right, and a lot of you Israelites are empty, man. You have no substance in you when it comes to, all right, the truth of the Bible, man. That's why you can be told anything. You can follow men that can go from one extreme to another, who made a living off of debating Edomites, debating all these scholars. Okay, they made a living off of it. You see, just to go back and agree with all them niggas, man. Okay, and you got Israelites that follow these men from this extreme all the way to this extreme, man. Okay, showing you that they were just here to be gathered by them niggas to be lumped up for destruction, man. That's why you say, and this is St. John 5:29, and shall come forth they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation, man. Okay, so the Lord allowed you niggas, because you wicked niggas are back that gave up Yahushua to Barabbas. You complaining ass niggas from the wilderness, you're back. Okay, that always had a problem with leadership and the order that the Lord set up. Okay, all of you are back in your lots, because guess what? All of them knew that they was Israelites. Okay, but they was what? Rebellious. You see, they was in the wilderness complaining. They didn't see the vision of the promised land. Only Joshua and Caleb seen that vision, man, which represent the northern and southern kingdom. Okay, which represent that remnant of all the tribes that had the vision They had the faith. They seen what the Lord was capable of, and they looked at these heathen as nothing. They didn't give a damn how big them Hamites were in the land, man. They didn't even factor into them. They were like, shit, we got it, we good. You see, the Lord promised us, man. Look, they were describing, all right, the quality of the land. They weren't even describing the people in the land. You see, the mother spies came back. They were small-minded. They said, look, we grasshoppers to them, man. Okay? Let me see if we get that account, man. I think that's let me get this. This is the book of Numbers 13. The spies report. Okay, the spies report, man, and this shows the mindset of 2/3 and the 1/3 is a different mindset, man. Okay, completely different mindset. That's why 2/3 are comfortable with this doctrine of heathens, being delivered, heathens being on the chariots. They're comfortable with it. Okay, because they have their mind is completely different from the mind of the hopeful elect. Okay, Numbers 13 and 25. It says, and they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Moses and Aaron, to all the congregation of the children of Israel, into the wilderness of Paran, to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them, and unto all the congregation, to show them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak, Anak there. He says the Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, all right, Edomites. So this is their scary ass report that these niggas were giving, man. Okay. And it says the Amalekites, dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it. Okay. So Caleb, he stopped them niggas from talking, like, look, man, let's go up there and get that. You see, let's go get that, man. These niggas doing all this talking to the Amalekites in the south, man. You got the Anak people, man. These niggas big. You got these people here, man. The walls, man. You see, the niggas giving that scary ass report, man. That faithless report. Caleb, like, look, man. Caleb, like, look, let's go get this, man. We've been promised, man. We give a damn who out there. Care how big them niggas is, man. Caleb didn't even discuss them niggas, man. Caleb said, man, look, let's go get that, man. Okay, and that's the mind of the elect, man. See, we're ready for rulership, man. We're ready to take the earth, man. Okay, we're not here to argue with you niggas about what salvation is. We know what salvation is. Niggas talking about limited salvation. What the hell are you niggas talking about, man? You see? Niggas just want to argue, man. This is the highlight of a nigga life, just to argue, man. Going back to their goddamn auntie, man, and grandma and them, man. A nigga highlight is the argue, man. Nah, man, we finna take the earth, man. Yahweh Shema Shai is dismantling this man's kingdom. Everything is going according to plan, all right, for us, as the scriptures say, for the saints to take the kingdom, man. Okay, that's what we on, man. We not finna. All right, you niggas believe that edification that came out, the edification gonna keep coming out. All right, and if you niggas believe that, all right, man, we not finna come debate you niggas on that dumb ass shit, man. We know how we ain't no debating with that, man. We fully persuaded in that, man. We know what the Lord is doing. We know what our Father is doing, man. We know what Yahweh Shai is doing in the earth, man. Real time. Okay? Ain't no sense in debating you niggas about no dumbass shit that we already persuaded on, man. We've been persuaded on, man. But for the sake of the elect, we endure all things, man. You know, because there's always new listeners and new believers coming in that need to be rooted in their understanding. And the Lord making sure that they're being rooted in their understanding, because we're constantly being edified in these topics, man. Nothing can work against the truth before, man. And if it's meant for you to be a whole ass nigga with fringes on, that's what you're gonna be, man. All right. And if it's meant for you to follow them niggas unto their destruction, okay, unto their judgment, into them many stripes, you're gonna follow them niggas no matter what they say or what they do. Okay? That's just what it is, man. You see? But we in the spirit of Caleb, man. You see? You go into this word, let's get this word Caleb in the Hebrew, all right, which is Kalab, all right, Kalabia, all right, Kalab, okay, which goes into what? Dog, man. You see? And the dog is what? Loyal. Okay? The dog it represents what? Loyalty, man. You see? We loyal to our power, man. All right, and in the spirit, we dogs, man. See, you guys ain't got no dog in you, man. You just got your auntie, okay, social media, grandma, okay, gossiping. This all you niggas got in you, man. All right, and that's why your doctrine has that ceiling on it. You Jakes ain't got that dog in you, man. All right, you don't want to take the earth. Okay, you don't want to conquer the earth in righteousness, man. You want to play. You see, you cool with what Esau got going on. That's why this nigga has to be involved in your vision. Okay, you're small-minded, you're slave-minded, man. Okay, and you know what I'm saying? You niggas don't got that spiritual dog in you, man. Okay, and they show. You see? You follow a nigga like Hakah and her side. Okay? And you know, ain't no whatever news, I'm gonna say this, whatever news come out about her side, I would not be surprised. All right, and you can take that, you know, however, but whatever come out about that guy, I would not be surprised. Whatever news come out about that guy, okay, I won't be surprised about anything that come out with that guy there, man. You know, so going back into it, this is Numbers 13 and 30, and I'm reading AMP. It said, then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and take possession of it, for we will certainly conquer it. We will certainly conquer it, man. We got this nigga. We got Esau, man. Okay? There's no thought of a goddamn Edomite or heathen being saved. No, we got this nigga, man. The Lord has checkmated this nigga, man. He's doing everything the Lord said he would do for him to lose, man. Okay? We finna conquer these heathens, man. We finna conquer Esau. This nigga's finna lose, man. These heathens need a rigorous captivity, man. Esau done turned the earth out in wickedness, man. The scripture say the whole earth live in wickedness, but we the sons of God, man. Okay? These heathens need this captivity, man, for the forwarding of the earth. Going back to you niggas are not visionaries, man. Okay, you're not tapped into the vision of the Heavenly Father. You don't know the will of your Father, man. Okay? That's why you're not fit, all right, for leadership positions, man. That's why you're going to be the least in the kingdom, man. Okay? You're not going to be at the forefront. This is your time to be at the forefront now. You can be popular on YouTube now. This is your time to be at the forefront and, pretend to be a leader. This is your time to do that. In this setup, Okay, because that plays into Esau's agenda of keeping Jake in that slave mentality, man. All right, Esau wants you niggas confused, and they paid off the right niggas to keep you people confused, man. Okay, and it says, verse 31, it says, but the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able, all right, to go up against the people of Canaan, for they are too strong for us, man. I mean, weak niggas, man. You know, weak-minded niggas. Anyway, it ain't about being, you know, these tough guys. No, we understand the power that's behind us. See, Caleb, Caleb seen the miracles, man. Caleb seen the Lord bring them out of Egypt. He seen the Lord take down an empire. Egypt was far greater than Jericho, the land they was coming into, man. It was far greater than these other Hamites, man. Egypt was a superpower over all these regions, man. Okay, and the Lord brought down the superpower, destroyed the armies of Pharaoh. Okay, Caleb is seeing all this, man. It ain't nothing to talk about with Caleb, man. Like, look, man, well, Jay said these people too strong for us, man. They're feeble-minded. Okay, they're weak mindset, man. And a lot of you Israelites, you have their weak mindset today, man. And it shows, man. That's why they can tell you anything, man. Okay, because you can't see earth being ran without an Edomite somewhere in power, man. Okay, these heathens somewhere in power. You have a low self-esteem in yourself and your people, man. You know, I can even see 2/3. I look at Jake, and I can even see 2/3 being over these heathens, man. Once they get in their right mind, man. Okay, but you got Jakes that sent 2/3 to hell and put heathens, above them. Okay, Jake has a low self-image of himself and his people, man. Okay, and they don't believe in the power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. That's what it really comes down to. They do not believe in the power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah to pull this off, man. What's written in the scripture. That's why they got to alter it to compensate their faithfulness, their lack of faith. They have to alter the doctrine to compensate their lack of faith, man. Okay? It said, but the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go against the people of Canaan, for they are too strong for us. So they gave the Israelites a bad report about the land which they had spied out, saying the land through which we went in, spying it out, is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature, man. So they were like, look, the land, it devours its inhabitants. Speaking that the land was a bad place. Here it is, the Lord promised this to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, this land. Told them it was a land flowing with milk and honey. So it was a land that was flourishing in resources and abundance. Okay, that's why when we eventually got settled in that land during our golden age, how you think King Solomon and these men was able to be so wealthy, man? King David, these men, not only them, but the whole nation was wealthy and prosperous. All right, because that land was abundant, man. It had abundance. Okay, our people multiplied on their land. Okay, but see, them niggas, they would rather lie about the land. Okay, because they was afraid of the people that was in the land. These niggas was afraid of the people that was in the land, man, and they didn't have no faith in their power, man. And there's a lot of you Israelites going into Jacob's trouble with no faith, naked. Okay, you just here to hang out. You don't know what you're a part of. You don't know what's going on with prophecy. Okay, you don't understand Yahweh. You don't understand the vision that the Lord has for his people. What the Lord's getting ready to do to the heathen. You don't have any understanding in that. Okay, and that's why you're not meant, because these niggas that gave this report, they didn't see the promised land, man. The Lord didn't bring them niggas into it, man. He killed them niggas off, man. The Lord killed all them faithless niggas off, man. Lord finna do that again, so it's gonna be quicker. Okay? Because that generation that went around in circles, and because you niggas went back, you niggas took a big loop back around. You went back to heathens can make it. That means you made all that ground, then you went right back around to point A. This the generation that circle in the wilderness, man. Them niggas circle all the way back to heathens can be saved. Okay? That's all these niggas would do. These niggas will sit here and argue about this, and then somebody will come up, okay, they can't be saved. And then they will make progress, and then Esau get them niggas to sell out again, and them niggas take you all the way back to the beginning again. You niggas will just be here going in circles, man. Okay, forever, man. But nah, man, there's a remnant. Okay, they can see the vision, man. That has faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, it says, verse 33 says, and there we saw the giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight, man. So they seen themselves as grasshoppers amongst these Hamites, man. You know, they had a small self-image of themselves, man. They didn't see Yahweh Bashim Al Shai and his power and what he is capable of. They didn't look at it from that angle. They looked at, we look like grasshoppers to them, man. We're gonna fall back. And that's what you niggas saying, man. We're gonna fall back. You know, let the heathens have it, man. We're gonna fall back. That's really what these niggas are saying. Now Jake is sold out. You know, Akai Hassad, you know, other guys, they've sold out, you know, to teach confusion. But you Jake that follow that, really what you're saying in your mind, look, we're gonna let the heathen have it, we're gonna fall back. You know, that's really what you're saying. Okay, and a lot of you getting ready to take this sea hill because the sea hill is going to be mandated. And if you believe all nations can be saved, okay, you're not built to withstand the sea hill. You're not being conditioned to withstand, okay, what this devil is finna bring. Okay, you don't have a true vision on the kingdom and what it represents and what it means. You're not fully persuaded in that, because the fact that they can teach you that all nations can be saved, you're not fully persuaded in anything. Everything is a coin toss with you. Okay, that's why it's going to be easy for a lot of you guys to take this sea hill, man. Okay, when that pressure comes, you're not built to lose everything. You're not being built up to lose everything in this world to gain everything in Yahushua, because you're not persuading anything. Everything is a coin toss with you. All right, that's why they can teach this Tuesday and then come back Friday and teach this. Okay, like I said, they can take you over here, they can take you over there, and yeah, you're just there. As long as you get to hang out, all right, as long as you got these group texts and, you know, these groups on social media that you can log into, say Shalom and get your comment liked, and, okay, show your lamb dinner on the thread and get some likes. Okay, you're cool. The doctrine really is not that important. Okay, as long as you got this community, this thing with the Israelite community with all these different doctrines, and okay, so long as you can do that, you Israelites are cool. Okay, so when it comes down to having to take a hard stance in righteousness, you Israelites are not built for that, man. That's following these guys, man. Okay, you're gonna fold. You're gonna take this sea hill, and that's gonna be the ultimate betrayal, man. You know, and you're gonna feel the wrath of the Most High without mixture, as the scriptures say. Okay, so let's go. Let's get Numbers 14. You know, going to a little history is always good. Going to these accounts, you know, it's a spirit. You know, I had no intention going into it. And the Lord, he was ready to do them niggas, man, for having this weak faith. Okay, so when you go into it, and it was a lot, and when they gave their report, it was a lot of Israelites that, they fell into that. They got disheartened by that. Okay, when them niggas came with that bad report. Numbers 14:1, it says, and all the congregation lifted their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. So these niggas were sad by their report. Nobody is thinking about the power of the Lord and what he just done. All the miracles the Lord has shown thus far. Nobody is thinking about that except who? Joshua and Caleb. Okay? And the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, and the whole congregation said unto them, would the Most High that we have died in the land of Egypt, or would the Most High we have died in the wilderness? And wherefore have the Lord brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt, man? And these niggas could not shake Egypt, man. These niggas did not mind being slaves in Egypt, man. Just like today, these niggas do not mind, all right, being Americans, man. Okay, that's why when you really get into, the meat, when you really get into the actual rulership, okay, these men, what do? They go back to America, man. That's why they're offended at certain customs and things that come out. Still certain things that these niggas can't get over, man. They can't leave, their mind can't leave America when we go into certain topics, man. Their mind just can't leave America, man. Okay, just like Egypt was always on these niggas' mind, man, no matter what miracles the Lord was doing. Like now, all these prophecies that the Lord has coming to pass as we speak. The Lord's word is being performed in the earth, man. There's a lot of Israelites, their mind can't leave America, man. Okay? They just can't leave Egypt. They can't leave spiritual Egypt, man. And Jake was on this same thing. Okay, we get right here at the door of rulership. The Lord brought them right here. All they had to do was go into the land and take it. And the Lord showed that he was with them. Okay? Israel was going through the land kicking ass, man. That's why that Moabite king, they were Balak, was trying to put curses on Jake, man. Like, damn, these niggas been kicking ass out there, man. Gotta put curses on these niggas, man. That's how the Moabite king, that was his sentiment, man. We gotta put curses on these people, man. Okay, even the nation, they looked at Jake with more of a reverence than Jake looked at themselves, man. Okay, so here it is, the Lord is with them. And Jake still had their mind on Egypt, man. Jake couldn't shake Egypt, man. It's a lot of you guys, you can't shake America, man. You can't shake westernization, man. That's why this ain't for you. You're going to be left here. You're going to become a part of this desert that the Lord is finna create out of America, man. Okay? It says, and they said one to another, let us make a captain. Oh, let us make a captain and let us return into Egypt, man. So you make niggas like Hakaz, Alazar, Hassan, or whoever, you make these niggas your captain because they give you this faithless doctrine. They give you this gray area doctrine that you can be comfortable in. Okay? It is not firm on anything. Okay? It requires no confidence and no faith. Okay? It's subject to change according to the emotions of the moment. Okay? So you niggas on the same thing. Numbers 14:4, like 144. Okay? And you niggas are not of that, man. Lord willing, we are. Lord willing, we endure. Okay? Because we can't say that we made it. All right? But the Lord shows us we on the right track to keep going. Okay? You niggas have missed the mark, man. And you're getting worse and worse. Numbers 14:4. It says, so they said one to another, let us appoint a new leader and return to Egypt, man. Okay? And that's what they returned your mind all the way back to captivity. All nations can be saved. So these niggas, you chose these niggas as your leader, and they took you all the way back to that captivity. Okay, of Egypt, man. And it says, then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation. What? Let's jump down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep reading. Yo. We're reading verse 5 says, then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel, and Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched out the land, rent their clothes. So Joshua and Caleb, they rent their clothes, and this is what they said. And they spoke unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, the land which we passed through to search it, it is an exceeding good land. You see? So they seen it from a completely different lens because they had faith. See, faith gave them a completely different lens, a completely different viewpoint. These niggas was just thinking of death. Like, man, we through. You know, but Caleb and Joshua like, man, look, the land good. You know, like it's a exceeding good land. Okay? And it says, if the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land which flowed with milk and honey. See, they're talking about the Lord. See, these first guys, they weren't even talking about Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. They were talking about the people that were there already. And that they grasshoppers before them. They weren't even talking about the Lord. Mad at Moses, complaining at Moses. See, that's these niggas, man. These complaining, nitpicking ass niggas, man. Okay? Them niggas is back, man. These wilderness niggas are back, man. Complaining and nitpicking and don't believe in anything. You know these niggas be smacking their lips and shit, man. You know? And it says, only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Woo! I ain't read this in a while. It said, only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Fear them not. You know? So Caleb and Joshua, like, these niggas are bread for us. Nigga, we finna eat. You know, they ain't even mentioned the stature of these niggas, man. Like, look, these niggas is bread for us, man. Our power with us, man. These niggas, we finna eat. You know, and that's how we look at Esau, man. Esau, I don't see nothing great about this nigga Esau, man. For damn sure, I don't see nothing great about these heathens, man. All right, they need to be ruled over by righteous kings, man. Beginning with Yahweh Shah, man. Yahweh Shah finna come out the floor with these niggas, man. Okay, nothing great about this nigga Esau, man. The Lord propped this nigga up, man. This nigga has always been the magic trick in the earth, man. Okay, never been nothing great about this guy, man. The Lord propped this man up. The Lord won all these wars with this nigga, man, to put him in power. Okay, ain't nothing great about this nigga, man. Okay, this is the tackiest rulership to ever be erected, man. Okay, a lot of technology to make life convenience come from Jake, man. Esau just has the resource to mass produce it and patent. Okay, and turn it into something for wicked. All these creations is a spinoff of what Jake made, man. And this nigga is able to take that and you know, he has the resources and the money, okay, to do trials and experiments to advance these things. And he does it for wickedness. So everything that he advances is for the sake of wickedness, man. Okay, but this nigga is for the taking. We see Esau, he for the taking, man. This nigga is slipping. Okay, the Lord got this nigga, all right, fumbling, man, staggering in his own vomit. Okay, so the Lord is softening this nigga up for us, man, to take, man. The saints finna take the kingdom, but you niggas don't think like that, man. You get right here at you know, you get right here at the gates of your enemy, man, and you go back home, man. You go put yourself back in the cage, man. That's what you niggas done. You went and put yourself back in the cage. The Lord, Yahweh Shah freed us, man, through this understanding. And we right here at this nigga gates, man. You know, we outside, man. See, the elect, all right, they gonna stick the course, man. All right. And you seeing Jake drawing back. Okay. And don't surprise if Jake do Irish exit, man, because there's really, once you say all heathens can make it, you really don't have a lot you can talk about now. You know, you can't emphasize on what Esau was doing. Okay? Because your mind, Elon Musk, and you see, Peter Thiel, all right, Sam Altman, these niggas can change course. And you see so much confusion when you say that. So when you say all heathens can make it, you really don't have a lot that you can speak on. You can just now you can just do gimmicks, you know, like they've been showing old videos. These niggas mad at all this old nigga woman shit that niggas are on, man. Okay? So it says, I'm reading this again, Numbers 14:9. It says, only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us, man. You know? So our power is with us, man. You see, we don't look at Esau as this great, you know, like, damn, how we going? Nah, man, we already know how. It is written. The victory is done. When Yahweh Shah said it was done, the victory over Yahweh, over Esau was included in it. Okay? That was included in the cross, man. Okay? So we know that this devil, he's done. You see? So when you go to 2nd Esdras 9, and let's go here, 2nd Esdras 9, and start at 20. It says, so I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the vices that will come unto it. You know, so looking at this current age, you know, and the devices, the wicked devices that's coming into this world, is setting up for a very dangerous time. All right, the worst time ever since the earth was made. Okay, but in the midst of it, when I saw and spared it greatly, it had kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people, and that's the elect. Okay, so the Lord's he's going to spare the elect in the midst of all this, man. Okay, and we believe that, man. See, verse 23. What I mean, verse 22. Just the point. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, man. Damn the nigga that don't believe. All right, even the ones with fringes on. Okay, and head wraps, man. Damn them. Okay, they let them perish. We're gonna let them niggas perish, man. We're gonna teach sound doctrine. You know, we're gonna keep edifying. We're gonna keep the main thing, the main thing. Okay, address things that need to be addressed for the sake of edification, man. Okay, but hey, let them niggas perish, man. You know, there's a multitude that's here just to perish. Okay, it said, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant for with great labor have I made it perfect, man. The Lord willing, you know, we're striving for their perfection, man. You know, to be changed as a twinkling of an eye at the coming of Yahushua, man. Ain't no heathen a part of it, man. Okay, being perfected. All right. There's only a remnant that's going through their process, man. The grape of a cluster that's going through their process of being perfected, man. you know. So, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified once again. We give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to each other brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations, hopefully, shalom.